In this episode, I will talk about one of the most mysterious and notorious serial killers that has plagued American history. It is the story of the Zodiac Killer. This mysterious individual terrorized California during the late 1960s and early 1970s and claimed to have killed 37 people, although only 7 have been confirmed. The Zodiac's identity remains unknown, and the case remains one of the most perplexing unsolved mysteries of all time. It all began on December 20th, 1968, when a young couple, David Arthur Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, were shot and killed while sitting in a car on a quiet street in Vallejo, California. The killer shot Faraday in the head as he was exiting the car and then shot Jensen several times in the back as she attempted to flee. The killer then disappeared into the night, leaving behind no clues or evidence. 6 months later, on July 4, 1969, the Zodiac Killer struck again. This time, his victim was Darlene Ferrin, who was shot and killed along with her friend Michael Mago while sitting in a car at a secluded lover's lane in Vallejo. Michael survived the attack, but he was unable to provide any useful information about the killer. The next month, on August 1, 1969, the Zodiac sent a cryptic letter to the San Francisco Examiner. The letter included a series of codes, ciphers, and crosshair symbols, and it claimed responsibility for the murders of Faraday, Jensen, and Ferrin. The letter also contained a chilling threat. "I shall wipe away all trace of my existence from the scene of the crimes. I shall be a ghost." Over the next several months, the Zodiac sent several more letters to various newspapers and law enforcement agencies. Each letter contained more codes and symbols, and the killer taunted the police, boasting about his crimes and threatening to kill again. On September 27, 1969, the Zodiac struck again. This time, his victim was a young college student named Cecilia Shepard. The killer stabbed Shepard and her boyfriend, Brian Hartnell, multiple times as they picnicked near Lake Berryessa. Shepard died from her injuries, but Hartnell survived and was able to provide a description of the attacker. Just weeks later, on August 11, 1969, the Zodiac struck again. His victim was a cab driver, Paul Stein, who was shot and killed in San Francisco. The killer took a piece of Stein's shirt as a trophy and sent it to the police as proof of his involvement in the murder. The Zodiac's final confirmed killing took place on July 4, 1971, when he shot and killed a married couple, Darlene Ferrin's sister and her husband, in their car in Vallejo. The killer left behind a cryptic message at the scene which read, "Sorry, no cipher this time, I'm too busy killing." The Zodiac's crimes were characterized by their brutality and randomness. He targeted couples parked in secluded areas, and he used a variety of weapons, including guns and knives, to kill his victims. He also sent taunting letters to the police and the media, which only served to heighten the fear and anxiety of the public. Despite the intense efforts of law enforcement, the Zodiac was never caught. The case generated an enormous amount of publicity and inspired countless theories about the killer's identity. The prime suspects included Otto Leigh Allen, a convicted child molester, and Richard Gaikowski, a writer and former journalist. However, neither of these men was ever definitively linked to the crimes. The Zodiac Killer remains one of the most enigmatic and elusive serial killers in history. His identity and motives remain a mystery, and the case continues to fascinate and intrigue people to this day. While his reign of terror may have ended in the early 1970s, the memory of the Zodiac Killer lives on. In the years since the murders, several books, documentaries, and movies have been produced about the case, and amateur sleuths continue to investigate the mystery of the killer's identity. In 2007, a partial DNA profile was recovered from an envelope that the Zodiac sent to the San Francisco Chronicle in 1969. The DNA did not match any of the suspects in the case, and the identity of the killer remains unknown. Over the years, many people have come forward claiming to be the Zodiac Killer, but none of these claims have been substantiated. Some experts believe that the killer may have died or may have been institutionalized, while others speculate that he simply disappeared into obscurity. Despite the lack of progress in the case, the legacy of the Zodiac Killer continues to fascinate people around the world. The chilling nature of his crimes, combined with the mystery of his identity, make him one of the most intriguing and terrifying figures in American history. While the Zodiac Killer's crime may never be solved, his impact on the world of true crime is undeniable. His ability to elude capture for so many years, combined with his taunting letters and cryptic codes, has inspired countless other serial killers and has forever changed the way that law enforcement investigates these types of cases. Today, the Zodiac Killer remains a dark and enigmatic figure, haunting the memories of those who lived through his reign of terror and inspiring a new generation of true crime enthusiasts to continue the search for answers. Until next time, humans, stay safe out there.